Jamz.com here today. Who has put the Messiah for Duncan mornings like these? It's Friday. TGI, thank you guys. It's Friday. You know how it goes down on a Friday. Friday, we're talking about issues that pertains to immigration. Immigration matters on a Friday. That's what the topic is, and that's what we're discussing here on a Friday on the Ultimate Morning Show. Tropical Gems at TropicalGems.com. Good to have you with me. And also, we have, as always, a brand spanking new letter, a brand new topic this morning, brand new trivia question, all those wonderful things and more. Today's trivia question comes to us from Psalm 16, verse 1. And it says a little something like this. Preserve me, O Lord, for indeed do I put my trust. Preserve me, O Lord, for indeed do I put my trust. Today's scripture of the day, ladies and gentlemen, here on the broadcast of Tropical Gems at TropicalGems.com. We're here today, the Messiah, Philip Duncan. Mornings like these, it goes down. We have fun. That's what we do every morning, 6 to 10. I'm trying to do my recording over here, and somehow the darn thing is acting a fool. And Instagram, for whatever the reasons are, Instagram is acting a fool. I don't know why. We'll stop that, Instagram, and we do it all over again. We're pros at what we do, so we can multitask, right? Tropical Gems every morning. Nice letter this morning. It's about my high school reunion. We're going to get to that letter this morning. You're going to love it this morning here. So stick around, spread the word, tell your mamas, your papas, your friends about it. The Messiah's in the building. And as always, we got great information. The top stories covering the globe this morning. I got that for you this morning. Brand spanking new topic of discussion this morning again. We're talking about immigration this morning. And you know that, if you didn't know by now, the things you say on your social media platform could come back to haunt you in a big, big way. You got to be extremely careful of what you're saying on your social media. We're going to talk about that this morning. Plus this morning on the broadcast, again, brand new thought of the day. We got that for you. Brand new color of the day. Brand spanking new, the biggest stories covering the globe this morning. I got all that and more on the broadcast here on Tropical Gems this morning. So stay close. But first up, let's jump right into this letter here that I have. It's a good letter. You're going to love it. High school reunion. Boy. Oh, trivia question. Let's get it out of the way right now. What is the only metal that is liquid at room temperature? Looking for the only metal that is liquid at room temperature. You have an answer for me, please. Tap into my Instagram, tap into my Facebook page, leave your comments, follow, like, share, all those great things on the social media tip. Facebook, Instagram, please do the same, all right? So now, ladies and gentlemen, today's letter this morning, it's a good one. It's a beautiful letter, and let me tell you something. I'm having a conversation with some colleagues of mine, and he said, you remember such and such? I'm like, yeah, I remember back in those days. And high school days was fun. And then, he started relating to me what transpired. If I remember this particular young lady, I'm like, yeah. And hence the idea to do today's letter of the day. High school reunion. Messiah. It goes a little something like this. On the broadcast here this morning. In high school, I was that guy. The jock who ran the 100 and 200 meter, played football, and honestly, had my ways with the girls. I was one of the most popular kids around. My family wasn't rich, but we weren't struggling either. Academically, I was near the top of the class. Some kids thought I was a show-off. Others thought I was cool. Me? I honestly didn't care what anyone said. Even a couple of my teachers didn't like me, and they made it clear. But I knew how to handle them. I studied hard in their classes, knowing they would grade me tougher than the rest. My dad traveled to the States, and as always, sent me back things home, so I was always fly. But above all, I was generous to those less fortunate. That was my way, and it was my God-given way. It's my nature in general. There was this girl in class. Her name was Sandra. She was smart, beautiful. Every guy wanted her. Even some male teachers who did not hide their interest. But in the end, she chose me. Everyone thought we'll get married. But shortly after graduation, we lost touch. I migrated to the state, and she moved on. Fast forward years later, at our high school reunion, many years later, I saw Sandra again. and she was even more beautiful than before. That night we talked for hours. We danced. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we made love as if it were back in the day in high school. It was beautiful. It was like time had folded in of itself, bringing us back to where we all started. This is a good one. I told you it was a good letter, right? Just keep it going. But that night was just the beginning. After the reunion, Sandra and I spent the next few days together, laughing, reminiscing, and rediscovering how much we've both grown. Every moment felt electric, like the universe was giving us a second shot at something unforgettable. When it was time for me to fly back to the States, it hit hard. The airport goodbye was bittersweet. But this time we didn't let go easily. We promised each other we'll see each other this time, and where the sparks could definitely continues, no matter the distance. As my plane took off, my heart was pounding, not just with nostalgia, but with hope and excitement for what might come next. Because sometimes life brings us full circle, not for closure, but for a brand new beginning. And as the city lights faded beneath, I knew the real firestorm were just getting started. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have Rose. Good morning to you. That's a very true story, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Sandra. Good morning to you. I think she listens to the show. Not think, she does. And that's a factual story. The trivia we busted earlier. What is the only metal that is liquid at room temperature? I'll give you my spin on this letter in a little while. Today's topic of discussion, ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. now requires nearly all visa applicants to submit social media handles used over the last 5 years. So guys, I kind of hinted on this a couple, maybe month or so ago, as to, especially I particularly coined it in regards to artists. But it's relating to anyone applying for a visa to the U.S. these days. If you say something that the U.S. deem is not kosher, quote unquote, okay in their beliefs, you won't get the damn visa. Simple put. So here it is. These are serious times we're in. This policy, initially introduced back in 2019, has recently been reinforced. You know who did that, right? The guy in office right now. With applicants even being asked to set their account to public during reviews. Here are some important facts and impacts of this new policy. Expanded surveillance scope. So, applicants must disclose all past, we're talking about username on major platforms. Alright? Why it matters? The government gains access to a richer digital footprint, far deeper than resume checks. So it's no longer just your biometrics. They need more. Chilling effects on free speech. Exactly who I am, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, this is serious now. We're talking about deeper effect on your blueprint. They want to know everything about you. All right? So, we're talking about deactivated accounts. They want to know that. They want to see which accounts you deactivated. Why it matters? Fear of denial leads to self-censorship and silencing of critical voices. So if you have any opinion about the use of it these days, you gotta bite your lips, bite your tongue, and shut your mouth. Now here it is. Privacy and data retention. So, your social media data retained indefinitely and wisely for whatever amount of time they want to. Now, why does this matter? Sensitive personal information is now exposed with little control over future use. Alrighty? Identity verification and natural security justification. So, India Embassy warns that omitting social media info may nullify future applicants, for example, coming to the United States. Again, why does this matter? Officials argue it confirms identity and flag potential threats. Now, potential political bias and discrimination. So here's where one of the bad parts. If you say anything about any party, if they're in office and you apply, and because your views doesn't align with them, more likely you're not getting the damn visa. Alrighty? Irish official warns the policy may chill expression. Indian MEA raises similar concerns. White matters again. Political active individual, especially critics of the U.S. policy, could be disproportionately affected. Bottom line, disproportionately affected. So you get it. You get what I'm trying to say to you here, ladies and gentlemen. So now, for example, the impact on academic mobility. British and Australian students withdrawing from the U.S. program due to privacy concerns. White matters. Many hampered U.S. higher education by deterring future international student. The point about that is U.S. for the most part are not the greatest in terms of brain power. Factual statement right there. So they, give a certain leadway leverage to people from like India, another country who have the brain power, even Africa for that matter. Now, if you're opposed to anything that's remotely, political, you don't like what this one party is doing or saying, the rhetoric, you're not getting in. Alrighty? So legal pushback ongoing review, the challenges by filing, the people are saying, hey, look, it's just wrong. You're censoring our freedom of speech. So it's a matter of court scrutinizing whether this infringe free speech and privacy rights. So it's an ongoing battle happening in the courts right now. Alrighty? So the pros about this is enhanced vetting to curb security risk. I get that part to some extent. Alrighty? But it may deter some genuine threats. That's a fact. But the overall fact is, the moment they start taking away your freedom to think, to believe what your views are about anything here in the U.S., it poses a great threat to your freedom of speech. So court undermine U.S. global educational competitiveness. So, ladies and gentlemen, is it this just about the passport, or is it about your privacy, your freedom of speech, when this digital pass becomes a part of your admission to the United States? What would you do if this were you? How would you handle this? All right, Gillette, good morning to you. Everyone on the check-in, Philip Duncan, the Messiah, Instagram, Facebook. Glad you guys could join me. The biggest stories covering the globe this morning, I got those for you. Escalation in the Middle East. The Gaza crisis deepened. Major protests in LA, as in Los Angeles. Deadly natural disaster, a mega 6.3 earthquake strikes in Bogota, Colombia, injured over 25 people. Severe weather, including tornadoes and trenches, are happening right now. Malaysia, Kenya, France, and India. Ukrainian citizens under attack. Russian launches more drone strikes. It's happening as we speak. Major development, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk about that. But real quickly, today is a thought of the day for you. Every day offers a new page. A brand new slate. Clean page. What you write is up to you. It's your choice. Choose your words and your action with intentions. Again, to everyone checking in on the live, choose your word with actions and intentions. Now, I'm about to start weeknights. We do the morning from 6 to 10. I'm about to start a weeknight program. I might jump it off tonight from 9 to 10 where I interview an artist. Yes, an artist, a soca, calypso, reggae, could be someone of importance in the entertainment space, could be an educational figure, but for the most part, I'll be talking to an artist, and we'll just have a conversation about whatever, how they got started, how do they see life, what are their viewpoints on stuff, so that kid that clobbered a woman in her head, what's going on the islands and stuff like that, general conversation. So we might jump it off tonight with Anthony B. Let's see what happens. 9 to 10 weeknights, Monday through Friday. So stay close. Coming back in a few minutes, guys. Come back. I'm going to put a tag on this with stirring content. I might try to get this young lady, Rose, on the line. Rose, not you. Another Rose. She's doing a fish fry. This coming Saturday, tomorrow, over by the Dumpling Cove in the Bronx for a worthwhile cause. Let me see if I can get her on the wire. We'll do all those things and more. It all happens every weekday mornings. Tropical Jamz, PhilipDuncanRadio.com. And guys, I might have some major developments. It's going to be big. I'm just working out little details. I had a great meeting last week. Been having some meetings. So we'll talk. Back in a few minutes. Don't you go anywhere. Thank you for joining me, guys. It's yours truly, Phil the Messiah Duncan. Tropical Jamz Radio. Back in a few minutes. We do it like this. Good morning. Lieutenant Stitch, good morning. All right. Show up there. Rose, call me. You got my number, girl. All right. So, guys, I'm going to have to tag this live here. My Instagram is acting up. See? Show you my biz. I'm taping over here. I'm about to bring up the YouTube channel. I'm on YouTube too, by the way, guys. Channel is up. It's live. But I'm going to start taping the show live and do it live on YouTube. Alright, so let me tag this back in a few minutes. Tropical Jamz, I appreciate the check-in, everyone. Rose got my number. Call me.